Happy Wednesday. Good morning. How are y'all? I don't know if Mercury is in retrograde or something because, like, technology. I tried to start my live video like 6 times now and it wanted a title and a description. So I kept putting in a title and description and it wouldn't save. So it's like, what do you want me to do? So, anyways, I got it to work. Obviously, I just had to refresh a couple times, but we're here. And not only is that the that's not only the only tech issue that I'm having right now. Of course, I'm having trouble getting my words out, but I've been working on taxes this weekend and business taxes, which is always fun because you know, trying to track all the expenses that you made so that you're able to write them off. Well, my Excel spreadsheet, Microsoft decided it wanted to update itself, and then the previous version it decided was no longer good. So all the work I did, like not all of it, but since the last month of work that I did is has to be done again. But that's okay because we're here and we're okay. Now, I got a question from somebody about why did I change the name of the group to Weirdo Women Biz Transformation Tribe. So, this is a long story that I will try to condense for you, but like if I thought about this because weird is something I've always thought I was from childhood. I thought it was different in some way. I thought that I didn't quite fit the mold of everybody else that was around me. I wasn't considered what I would consider normal. So, weirdo, or the word weird, and how it might land in our subconscious, because let's be real, the word weird can carry some baggage. I know for me, again, growing up, feeling different, it was often synonymous with feeling wrong. Like, again, I didn't quite fit into the mold. I didn't fit into the box that everyone else seemed to occupy. And maybe you can relate to that because even now, like if I'm in a room full of high status people, which like you want to try to be in rooms with people that elevate you, right? And bring you up to where you want to be. But even in big rooms, like at networking events or at conferences, like you have these people that have done amazing things with their lives and have lived lavish lifestyles. And yeah, that's something that a lot of us want, but sometimes you may feel like you don't quite fit into that mold. Like I'm not, to me, I'm not like super done up. I don't have my hair and nails done all the time. Makeup is a thing that only happens sometimes. So yes, in being in that room with those people, those people, um, can sometimes feel a little bit jarring. Like, who do I speak to? Like, can I even carry on a conversation in the same way? So, feeling like maybe being an outsider, not quite measuring up to the norm, those kinds of feelings can stick with us. And, our subconscious, it's always trying to protect us. Our ego might say something, like it's trying, it doesn't want you to look foolish, right? So your ego doesn't want you to look bad. So things inside might whisper, don't draw attention to yourself, or conform, or blend in, or you should be talking to this person, you should be striking up this conversation. Maybe you're not really good at small talk, so you should be better at that, right? So when we see a word like weirdo, that little voice might pop in. Is this safe? Is it safe to be considered a weirdo? But you know what? The thing is weird is just another word for unique or creative or visionary or, you know, exceptional. Think about it. The most successful people are the ones that are outside the box. They are the ones who truly make a difference. They are often the ones who dared to be different. So, a visionary, eclectic thinkers, exceptional artists, the change makers, they're all in their own way a little weird. They're the ones who color outside the lines, who question the status quo, who aren't afraid to be themselves. And you know what? Like, that's the kind of people I want to surround myself with. I want to be a weirdo in a room full of weirdos because I belong in the room of weird. Like, the whole reason I'm doing this work now is because I knew I wasn't meant to be the little worker bee in healthcare. The peon. Like, I didn't want to work an assembly line of patients. Like, I knew that certain things mattered to me. So, is weird good? Because, you know, that's where innovation and creativity and authenticity thrives. And it's where we find our true selves and our unique gifts. It's where we discover our power to make a real impact on the world. So, can you be successful and a weirdo? Yeah. In fact, I argue that embracing your weirdness is essential for true success. So when you try to fit into a mold that wasn't made for you, again, it's like a round peg in a square hole. Like, you're forcing. It doesn't feel good. You're not going to want to do it. So if you're trying to fit into that mold that wasn't made to you, like, you're essentially stifling your potential. You're dimming your light. You're not embracing your true, authentic self. But when you do, when you find your tribe, you find your people, it's safe to be your authentic self. It's safe to speak out. It's safe to be heard and understood by the people around you. Your unique perspective, that's when you truly shine. So, Weirdo Women Transformation Tribe, or Weirdo Women, I guess it's a little bit long, but you know, it isn't about celebrating being flawed or socially awkward. It's more about celebrating our individuality, like our courage to be different, our power to create the lives that we truly desire. It's about recognizing that our weirdness is actually a strength. So let's own it. Let's embrace the weirdos and create a tribe where we all support each other in living in our authentically and weird you know, beings of self and achieving our wildest dreams. Because the world needs more weirdos. And let's face it, everybody feels a little bit weird. Like, everybody thinks that they're on this solo island of, like, I'm in my feelings and I shouldn't be feeling this way. And why does everybody else, you know, get these things, do these things? Like, every single person feels weird. But it's the ones that actually embrace their inner weirdness, and let it shine out. And again, think outside of the box, become these innovators. It's them that actually succeed. Because when we're trying to hide, when we're trying to stuff down, when we're trying to not feel our emotions, like that's the biggest thing. Like we are so used to stuffing down our emotions, stuffing down feeling because it feels bad. We don't want to feel the feel bad. But the problem is when we're stuffing down the things that don't feel good, we get so used to stuffing them down and not feeling them that life becomes mundane, that we can't even feel the joy. We can't even feel the presence, the here and now. So when we support each other and we're allowing all of the emotions to be felt, to be acknowledged, to be released, because again, a lot of our ailments come from emotions that haven't been released. A lot of our subconscious thoughts come from an emotion that implanted itself from an event that happened way back in your childhood or possibly even lifetimes before you. So, when we can support each other and living authentically and achieving our wildest dreams, we need more weirdos. We need the kind that dares to be different, to be themselves, to create change, to make a difference. So, what do you guys think? Like, are you? Does it feel okay to and safe to you to declare yourself as a weirdo, to be different from, the ones that just are okay working an assembly line, just going through life in a mundane way, waking up, getting the kids to school, going to work, coming home, making dinner, getting the kids in bed, and all over again? Like, to me, that doesn't sound like the life that I want to live. I want to be out there experiencing. I want to be out there traveling the world, showing my kids different cultures and ways of doing things, letting them know that they can be whoever they want to be and do whatever they want to do. So, that was a bit of a tangent on why I changed the name. Now, let's talk a little bit about my Monday message. So, the email that went out, and if you are not on my email list, I suggest that you get on it because every Monday morning I send out a little motivation message. And usually they're, you know, 6 minutes or less. Sometimes I talk a little bit longer, but it'll talk. We're talking about different things in your subconscious and different things that play out in your day to day life. So, uh, to make this relatable, I've been watching a show called Silo on Apple TV. So, Silo is basically they're living in this underground silo that is so big and so deep that it can house over 100,000 people. So there's um, a whole bunch of levels, a whole bunch of floors. Everybody has their job. And so it's about living in this community of thousands, completely underground, completely confined. None of them are allowed outside. They've been there for generations. They don't know the reason they're there. They don't know why outside is dangerous. They don't know when they can go outside, just that they can't right now. They don't know like what happened to create cause them to have to go underground. So everything is a mystery. There is these screens that show you the outside, but the screens are essentially like a TV screen. It's not that actual real window to the outside. It's a screen that shows you this land that's barren and dead and, you know, dangerous looking. So, the reason I bring this up is because outside to them means death. It means you don't survive. Every time someone tries, their fate is a stark reminder that you need to stay in and stay safe. And it's very similar on how our subconscious mind operates, or how our brain operates. Our brains are wired for survival. Like, we're the only things that really matter to us is food, water, shelter, being safe, you know, scanning for threats, anything new or unknown, it gets flagged as potentially dangerous. We want to stay in community. We want to stay with the tribe. Because being outside of the tribe could potentially mean death. Just like people in the silo, we get stuck in our own self imposed limitations. We're clinging to the familiar patterns, even if they no longer serve us. So, outside could be everything you've ever wanted. But your brain only knows what's inside. It has that program. It like remember that computer virus that I was talking about with the masterclass. It knows to go from point A to B to C, A to B to C, A to B to C. So it's constantly running this program. You start to step outside and go to D, it sabotages you and slings you right back to A. So you just keep going. The thing is, we want to be outside to Z. Z is where we have, you know, starting a business, writing a book, taking a dream vacation, moving across the country. You know, on some deep level, that these things can bring you joy and fulfillment and everything you've ever wanted. But then those old familiar thoughts creep in. So you have, it's essentially like a cave or a canyon in between from C to Z. And you can't bridge the gap between them because you think thoughts like, what if I fail? What if people judge me? What if it's too hard? So trying to bridge that gap is the hardest part. There's actually sayings out there that the bridge between your heart and your brain is the longest road you will ever travel. Because your heart, it knows that Z is where you want to be. Your heart is your desire for the things that you want. But when you're looking across that canyon, your window from the silo, everything inside your brain is screaming danger. It doesn't know for sure that you get over there and everything's going to be peachy keen. God, I haven't used that word in forever. but it triggers this fight or flight response. So suddenly the discomfort of the unknown feels so much more real than the potential reward. And so you stay in your silo, you stay in your safe place, but you also stay stuck. So, just like people in the silo, we become so accustomed to our patterns that we forget why we're even following them. We forget that there might be a whole world of possibility outside our self imposed walls, that we forget that we have the power to choose. And the truth is, breaking free from these patterns is not easy. It does take courage to be a little weird, you know, challenge those ingrained beliefs and venture outside of our comfort zones. But the rewards, the personal growth, the joy, the fulfillment, it's absolutely worth it. And that's where I can help. So I've been thinking about extending this to March so that we are starting fresh at the start of a month rather than at the end of a month. However, as of right now, I have the Visionary You program starting next week. So this is it's a hand-holding experience. It is a group, but I'm going to walk you across the line. It's your chance to finally break free from the silo and step into the life that you've dreamed of. Again, hands-on support to dismantle the limiting patterns and beliefs and the things that are holding you back, that are keeping you stuck inside that silo. It's so much harder to do this work on your own because, again, you can't read the label from inside the jar. You need somebody on the outside to look at the jar for you. So this is where I'm your guide, your support system as you navigate through these tough emotions, as you release, so that your subconscious mind is not the one. I mean, it's still going to be driving the show, but it's more on board with what you actually truly desire. Because when we start to break some of those chains, break some of those patterns, it not only breaks the belief system on why you can't get this goal over here, but it breaks why you're triggered by a certain thing. It helps you in your relationships, your work-life balance, parenting, all aspects of life. It crosses over everything because everything comes back to those root causes for why you think, act, behave, and do. It all comes down to that one thing. So, with the group, and you still get one-on-one support with me, but with the group, we all go through it together, and we all have our energy there together, and we all get to break together. I should say breakthrough. So everybody gets to raise their vibration because you feed off of that. You feed off of others lifting themselves up too. It raises you up. And then we all get to celebrate at the end of the 3 months. So This is like the last chance to actually get in at the founders rate. I have 6 spots left. So if you're ready to break through that silo window and create the bridge across the canyon to create real lasting change, I encourage you to apply, to jump in, and don't let fear hold you back any longer, because the other side of the window is waiting for you. So I really hope you guys to see some of y'all there. And I'm super, super excited and super, super happy to guide the ones that are in already and the ones to come. So, guys, I love you all. Thank you for being in my community. It's my daughter's birthday today, which is a fun little fact. So, let me know in the comments who's with me, who's going to be joining. I also want to know what you think about the weirdo women. Are you a weirdo woman? Are you okay owning that you're a weirdo woman? So let me know in the comments. I love you all. Have an amazing rest of your week.